Hey, what's up guys, back again with another video. So this is going to be an update to the Amiga 600 Vampire 2 video that I released about a month ago. Now I had some questions in the previous video as to why I wasn't utilizing the HDMI output on the Vampire 2. Now the reason was because we were waiting for a driver to be released by the Apollo core team first. I'm happy to report that driver was released about 3 weeks ago. The SAGA or SAGA Driver runs under Picasso 96 and provides a 320 by 256 pixel screen resolution or a 640 by 480 screen resolution with 15-bit color. And as you can see, I'm utilizing the 640 by 480 screen resolution plugged into the HDMI output going into my 19-inch Dell LCD display. I've also been working on a couple of homebrew ports. Now as mentioned, I ported Rise of the Triad to ECS and AGA Amigas last year, and I did a quick video running on the Vampire 2 using the ECS mode, but I'm happy to report I've made some modifications to the codebase to run under the SAGA screen mode. Now this particular port absolutely flies, running at the maximum 35 frames per second. There's absolutely no slowdown at all, and if you recall in the previous Vampire 2 video we were getting a pretty respectable 19 frames per second running on the ECS mode. Now this particular port is still a work in progress, but I will upload a new version to AmiNet and announce it on the Facebook Commodore Amiga group or on the EAB forum, so stay tuned for that folks. Now the second port is the Duke Nukem 3D port. Now this is something that I also demonstrated in a previous video running under the Vampire 2 in ECS mode. It was getting a pretty respectable 12 to 15 frames per second. It was pretty playable. However, this new version supports the SAGA Picasso 96 screen mode running in 320 by 256 in 256 colors. Now you can see the performance shine of the Vampire 2 with the SAGA driver. It really screams on Duke Nukem 3D. And one other thing I should mention is the codebase for Duke Nukem 3D is hardly optimized at all. There's a lot more things I can do to actually get more performance out of this. But like the Rise of the Triad port, this is still a work in progress, so stay tuned folks. I will release this on AmiNet shortly as well. And the last thing I will mention is if you are wanting to utilize the HDMI output on the Vampire 2, I recommend using a thin HDMI cable. I used a regular size HDMI cable and it was easy for the board to pop off the CPU even with the riser installed. So definitely keep that in mind folks. If you use a regular HDMI cable, it's easy for the board to come off even with the riser installed. Well, that's all I had for this video folks. Keep an eye out for the Duke Nukem and Rise of the Triad ports on AmiNet soon. Don't forget, as always, to subscribe, rate and comment if you like my channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
Come get some.